Hi, my name is Paulina and I study English with outcomes advanced. Welcome aboard. We continue working with Unit 4, Politics today, all right? But as usual, as a start, let's tell each other about our lives. You're welcome to comment in the comment section below whether you had anything really interesting or maybe not that interesting, but still you want to share. As for me, this weekend, so on Saturday I went to my mom's house, to my mom's place, and helped her in the garden. I wasn't the only one who helped her, luckily, because my little sister, who is not little anymore, actually, she's 14, so she dared to help us too. But as usual, normally she doesn't do that. Normally she stays in her room, and she can stay there for the whole day. But they say teenagers need their privacy, their space, no disturb, and everything like this. And on Sunday, Sunday was amazing as I don't remember what was in the morning, but then we had a wonderful dinner with our new friends. Actually, that was the first time we met them in person. I mean, in a restaurant. I mean, not at work or something. So, and then I had a lesson, and I finally decided not to have lessons on weekend anymore. Though in my entire life, so many times I have come to this conclusion that it's impossible, because otherwise, so if I do have lessons at weekend, I won't be able to be sufficient. No, not sufficient, efficient, sorry, during the week. So it will influence results in the end. So I don't want this to happen, obviously. So apparently I officially quit having lessons at weekend. No way, really. What do you think, by the way, about working at weekend? But it doesn't it doesn't stop me from sharpening my skills, my English skills during weekend, but it's different. So I still, for example, now I have a tradition. I hope it will last longer than a month. So every day, or like in a day, every other day, I read a text and work with vocab from that. I'm just following the book as usual. That's it. Nothing really special, but still, my English is improving every day. I think improves, right? Every day, sorry. I hope. So how was your weekend? So how did your school year start? How do you feel? Are you energetic? Are you enthusiastic about what you're gonna have this time? So let me know, okay? What about your exam? You know what I mean. So when will you pass it? And like, what for do you want to pass it? Because I have always been, sorry, a person that, so there are two ways to see why I don't do that, why I don't pass any exams. So first reason maybe is that I don't like responsibility, to take responsibility, and I'm lazy. The second reason is that I'm not this achiever. So a person who vies for achievements all the time, like this. So I tend to think I'm both lazy, irresponsible, not just irresponsible. I just don't like additional responsibility if I don't need it. You see, okay, this is what I think. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. For now, it's so. So, let's continue working with the book. So today, first of all, we will finish developing conversation section where we studied ways to give your opinion if you in different ways, okay? And today we first oh, sorry, we have to check our home task, but I'll just tell you that, okay, I can tell it now. So I did it, and I have already attached screenshots to Notion. After the lesson, I'll attach it to Coda. Hopefully Notion is working, fingers crossed. And then, so now we are going to discuss or no, comment on some topics using the words from the phrases from developing conversations where we give opinions. My cat is already there again. Here, I'm sorry, vying for attention. I should let her go. Okay, and then listening part. That's it. Okay, that's our plan for today. So I hope my rambling has nothing to do with your botherness. I hope I don't bother you with that. But this is why I'm here, actually, to speak, to talk. Otherwise, you know. Okay, so let's comment on these wonderful topics. Nuclear energy, how I feel about this. Let me see. Actually, it's a good idea in theory, but not in practice. Just not in practice. So nuclear energy is something so powerful that I can't even imagine how far can that go. But I do know that it has to do with death of everyone who is involved. So that's why I have some major doubts about it, and I just think it's unworkable. Because in case when it comes down to using nuclear energy, no one will dare to do it. No one will dare to push the button. I hope. Press the button, sorry. I hope, really. Normally, I don't think about it, but here I must. I have to, yeah. Okay, globalization. To be honest, I've checked the meaning of this word because even in Russian, I didn't know it. Sorry for that. Wonderful young lady. Globalization actually is the process of the world trade, the world economies becoming interdependent. And actually, it's so debatable. It's such a debatable question, especially now, as far as you know where I live and what is happening around the world. So, if we do not stick to, if we do not consider a relevant situation in the world, in general, I think this interdependence of the economics, trade, and so on, I think it's an absolutely wonderful idea, and I'm a huge fan of this idea because, because this way people have to communicate, and they can remember that we are all people. This thing is something that I really usually feel and thing that I agree with. And I'm totally in favor of it. But at the same time, now when we had that globalization, that globalization, and then some not great things happened. And now we have that impact of big companies. No, we don't have any impacts, actually. I'm just telling the lie. No, I want to tell the truth as usual. We don't have any impact. Okay, me as an ordinary citizen, I don't feel any bad impacts of what has happened, really. Only thing that, okay, even Notion, I'm sorry, but even Notion promised to block our accounts yesterday, but it didn't do it still. Great, thanks. Though my VPN is ready, of course, ready to fight. So you see, it's a great thing. And I think people should communicate this way. That's it. Free healthcare. Okay, I'm It's a good idea in practice and then no. Okay. Actually, I'm a person who lives in the country with a huge free healthcare system, and I'm absolutely happy about this. Really, I'm a huge fan of this idea. Because in my life, I met such doctors, such surgeons, such nurses, such therapists, and so on and so forth, who were like, when a person has found his calling and he or she is on his place, he or she must be there. So in my life, my experience is that was like that. But I know at the same time that there are some negative sides of such free healthcare system, and I think the predominant one, or not predominant, or predominant one is that doctors are not paid enough. Yeah, so I'm totally for if doctors are well paid. That's my opinion. You see, so it's not without problems. Oh, okay, it's not without problems, but on the whole, I like it, really. I'm sorry, putting up taxes. I don't like this idea at all, so I'm totally against it, because I see no point in it. We have enough money in our government, in our country. Sorry, I forgot the word. In our country, so absolutely enough. So there is no need. I'm completely opposed to it, especially as a person who pays taxes. Though I have this private practice, still I pay taxes. It's my choice, of course. Increasing military spending. Okay. If it does not leads to putting up taxes, okay. So, but actually, I don't really know where. No, I do know. If it's needed, yes. That's all I can say. That's pretty much it. Raising the age of retirement to 70. No, I don't think so, actually. The way, no, the level of, no, not level. Okay, just the first second. Raising the age of retirement to 70. I'm totally against it, because the average age of people living in my country is much lower. It means that they won't get to won't live to tell the tale and won't get the age of retirement. They will just die before that. So no, I'm completely opposed to it. Introducing a maximum wage. What's wage? Wow, that is paid. It's like salary, right? Sorry. Okay. Introducing a maximum wage. Again. Suppose. A particular amount of money that is paid usually every week to an employee, especially one who does work that needs physical skills or strength, rather than a job needing a college education. Okay, so wage is different from like wage. Okay, but still, it said here that for those who need physical skills or strength, rather than a job needing an education. Wow, it's a great question, actually. So, no, actually, I don't really know where I stand here, but I'm more against than for. What's the reason? My brain is boiling, I think, now. The beginning was wonderful, but now I'm the monkey with the plates. Yeah, I can't say anything in this regard, sorry. Your country hosting a major international event. Actually, our country used to host major international events like Olympic Games and Eurovision, if I'm not mistaken. But now it's impossible, I think. So I don't give, you see. Limiting the working week to a maximum of 35 hours. It's so strange because, you know, I have some doubts about it, not major, but doubts about it. And probably it's unworkable because this is how the system works. Yeah, people want, so people have created the system of money for your labor, for something you do, right? And everyone is satisfied. Deep in the heart, you are all we are all satisfied with that. It's okay. It's an exchange of energy and money. That's fine. At the same time, living in this multinational and multicultural world. Sorry, I'm interested whether you remember what this is. Okay, so living in this tough conditions. I mean, the social wheels that are rolling down the mountain of life, where you need to pay for everything, raise children, eat, have more or less good conditions of living, travel from time to time. So all this needs money, obviously, and to do all that, to be able to make a wish list and go through it and like close it in the beginning, in the end of the month, yeah, buying everything you wanted. To be able and capable of doing it, you have to work, yeah. And I think majority of people are pulling their weight away, yeah, to eat, and they are ready to work much more than 35 hours a week just in order to achieve this goal. And for example, I'm pretty sure that for some people, limiting this working week to a maximum of 35 hours, and there is nothing about the wage, the salary, they would be totally against it, completely opposed to it, because it will mean that they lose their money, you see. And for me, it's hard to judge because I'm free from that, I think. I'm free. I'm just like just before I have told you, like, we are all people. Now I'm free, like I'm totally individual. Okay, I'm a bit different, a bit. I can choose, but in my case also less than 35 hours. How many hours do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Less than 20, and I'm okay. But it's just beginning of the year, it's fine. Okay, I think I will have 35 hours maximum this year, so I'm used to it. Absolutely. It's okay. Finally, sorry, banning cars from city centers. It depends. So I think the negative, no. It's not without problems, but on the whole, I like it. This is what I can say, because especially at rush hours, for hours, it's absolutely impossible to drive in our city center, because we have these narrow streets and a sec and rails because we have trams in the city center. So yeah, the traffic there is unimaginable, incredible. So I'm totally in favor of it, and people really can walk from one place to another, as again, streets are not that long, they are narrow, and you can easily get, for example, from one place to another on a scooter, or by foot, on foot, sorry. So it's not without problems, but on the whole, I like it. Okay. That's all. Whew, that's all with speaking. We did a great job, right? I hope you did too. Now we proceed to listening part, and it's so unusual. I didn't listen to it before the lesson, so I don't know what will happen next. Listen to 2 conversations about topic from exercise 2. Answer the questions for each conversation. What is the topic, and where does each person stand on the issue? Okay, so these are the topics, right? These are 2 conversations. Let's go. Let's listen to them.
Track 11. 1. I don't know about you, but personally, I'm in favour of limiting the salaries of people like bankers and executives.
Yeah? Really? How would you do that, though?
I don't know. I'm sure it's not without problems, but something's got to be done. Honestly, I just think some of these salaries are obscene, especially when there are people in the same company who you know are earning peanuts.
Yeah. I do know what you mean.
And it just distorts everything else, because if they're earning that much, it encourages other people to ask for more, and it all just pushes up prices.
Restricting salaries may be okay in principle, but in practice? I mean, even if they do manage to introduce this new law, it's basically going to be unworkable, isn't it?
I don't see why. We have a minimum wage, so why not a maximum one? The bottom line is that as long as there's the official desire to make it work, then it'll work.
Maybe, I guess. So how would this maximum amount be decided? And what would you include in pay? Supposing they were given a boat or whatever instead of money.
Well, they'd just declare it as part of their income in the normal way, no? And it could be, say, 10 times the lowest wage.
Only 10? I'm sure they'd be able to find ways round it. And you don't think it'd discourage people from doing those jobs?
Some, maybe. But I don't see that as a bad thing. I mean, maybe they'd think about doing other jobs that are more useful. Anyway, I thought you said it was a good idea in theory.
I did. I'm just playing devil's advocate. But as I said, I do have major doubts about how it'd work.
Well, personally, I think the benefits far outweigh the difficulties. 2.
Did you hear about this proposal to bid to hold the Olympics here?
Yeah, you don't sound too happy about it.
No, absolutely not. I'm totally opposed to it. It's a complete waste of money. Aren't you against it?
I'm not really sure where I stand on it, to be honest. Won't the games make a lot of money if we get them?
No. They always talk about them leaving a good legacy and boosting the economy, but it's all rubbish.
Really? I can't pass judgment. I don't know enough about it.
Oh, have a look on the internet. I mean, take Montreal, for example. The Olympics were held there way back in 1976, and the city then took another 30 years to clear off the debt the whole thing created.
Seriously?
I'm telling you. It's lucky we don't have a hope in hell, so they'll only waste the money on the bid. Imagine if we actually won it, though. It'd be a recipe for disaster. It'd probably bankrupt us.
Okay, nice one. I'm sorry, really. So, what's the topic of the conversation? Conversation 1, they talked about limiting salaries, and they were speaking about maximum wage, and then only now I got the idea what maximum wage here means. So it's a good idea, actually, I think. Not just good idea. I don't really know where I stand because I've never thought of it. Never, ever. And again, I'm not the person who earns this fixed salary, but still. So speaker, this was the topic, and what does each person stand on the issue? So in conversation 1, one of the speakers who actually raised this topic, she was at first for it, because she said like it's not without problems, but on the whole she liked the idea. But in the very end, she said she played devil's advocate or something. So she said she had a major doubt, yeah, but it's a good idea in theory, not in practice. She has major doubts and benefit. Speaker 2, vice versa. So at first she was against it. She said that it had main not major, no main something. I don't remember. But it's unworkable, she said. So it's okay in principle, but she thinks it's unworkable. And in the end, she said that benefits are far outweigh the drawbacks. So the the negatives. As for topic conversation 2, the topic was hosting international. Just a second. Your country hosting a major international event. So speaker 1 was totally opposed to it because it can lead to bankrupt, and he explained this himself. Speaker 2, so his opponent said that she didn't know where she stand. She didn't know where she stood, and she couldn't pass any judgment. But then speaker one explained to her his position. So maybe I think maybe now I guess she's now a bit on his side. So anyway, that's the end of this lesson. We'll stop here. Next time we're going to continue listening. Next listening will be obviously for details because this one was for gist as usual. And finally we'll have conversation. That's it. Okay, thanks for your attention. I wish you a great day and a great week. Sorry that I didn't record the lesson yesterday. I just didn't have time. Now I do have. So goodbye. See you next time.